Alrighty, so today we are already on module 4, guys. Module 4, how did that happen? I do not know.
Crazy.
I know. This academy is just like flying by. But today we really wanted to focus on your marketing, your content, and your social media. And I think this is perfect timing for the beginning of the year to get you like all organized and ready to go for 2019 so we can kick off the year right. Before we get started, do you guys currently have a marketing plan or a content plan that you follow? Or is it just kind of like posting whenever you remember to post?
I don't. This is like one of the biggest things I struggle with. Like I'm like fly by the seat of my pants with this.
Gotcha. How about you, Carolina?
No, I don't. I usually do what my blog is. I like to do 6 pictures only.
Yeah.
You know, just because
Mm-hmm.
I like to share 6 pictures of the same party that I am, promoting on for my blog,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. But I don't have a calendar. I don't have any more than that.
Gotcha.
So I'm pretty bad at it.
Gotcha. That's actually good though that you're sharing what's on your blog. You have a plan for how to get it on social media. So I think you are both off to a good start. And Kelly, I do think you do a great job when you're launching something. Your content is like spot on. So
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like when I launch, I mean, even still though, like I would like to be at the point where I'm like, because like I pretty much know when I'm launching things this whole year.
Yep.
So I would love, excuse me, to just like be planning that in advance, because I'm like, okay, I'm launching this.
Yep.
What content do I need? And then like when I'm not launching, I don't have a plan at all.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that today. So I just have a few slides to share with you, and then I'm actually going to open up a couple different spreadsheets. Actually, I think I only have one finished. And it's the one that I'm currently using to plan out my marketing for this year, but I do want to show you. I'm going to see if I can find the photo. I took a screenshot of a friend, and I love her spreadsheet, and I was going to start creating it for myself. And it's super simple. We're going to talk a little bit more about all the pieces. And I know I took a screenshot of one of the girls that I just did a consultation with last week, because her spreadsheet is also freaking amazing. And she posts like 5 times a week. So, all right. So just diving in, the first thing whenever we are talking about content is I want you to actually start planning it out. So we're going to talk about 3 different steps. We're going to talk about the planning process. We're going to talk about the sharing process. And then we're going to talk about the publishing process. So, and sharing and publishing are very similar, a little bit different focuses there. So sharing, we're talking more like social media, and publishing, we're talking more like on your blog and what that content looks like. Okay, so whenever you are planning your content, I want you to focus on sharing just one thing at a time. And this is one thing that I learned early on in my career, and it has served me very well, is to not confuse my audience by sharing. Today I'm sharing about this service, tomorrow I'm sharing about that service, the next day I'm going to share about this sale, the next thing I'm going to share about this random thing, the next day I'm going to share about one of my friends is launching something. No, like that is confusing to your audience. They need you to hear that, what you are doing, who you are serving, so many times for them to understand it. And the way to help them is to just focus on one thing at a time. And you can do this several ways. You can say, this month I am talking about this, or this week I am talking about this. So Carolina, you're already doing this. You have one party, you talk about it all week. Perfect. That is amazing. As coaches and as consultants, that is something that is a little harder for us to do. And we tend to talk about like lots of different things. And you can be creative with your content. It doesn't always have to be like, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. It can be more like, okay, today I am sharing, so this week we are talking all about my one-on-one services. And I specifically want to sell this particular package of my one-on-one service. So on Monday, I'm going to share, this is what I do, and just kind of like dump it all out there. On Tuesday, I'm going to share a testimonial. On Wednesday, I'm going to share a review. On Thursday, I'm going to share, I don't know, a like win for one of my clients. Friday, I'm going to share why I serve that way or something. So they're all tied together and you're just sharing different pieces of that particular service. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So to help you stay organized, we're going to use a content calendar to keep it all together and sorted. So I actually have my content calendar inside Asana, and I'm adding a couple spreadsheets to help me really get a little, like as I'm planning out the content to get it organized in my head, and then transferring that to Asana for the day-to-day, like what pieces have I done for each post type thing. And so for you, I want you guys to decide where you want to keep that content calendar. If you are a pen and paper girl, you definitely can do that. I actually have a friend who has a content planner that is a paper one, and it's fantastic. It even has boxes for you to check off when you have scheduled it and when it's gone live. Like,
is it by the brand, the content planner?
No, it's by Workspacery. Let me see if I can find
okay. Have you heard of the content planner? I'll tag you in a post right now.
What's the name, Chelsea? Can you repeat it again?
It's called the Content Planner by Workspacery. I'm going to show you guys, if you guys can see. I'm not large. Hold on.
Cute.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's just like a tiny little spiral bound. It can fit in your purse, but inside she has at the very front like brain dump area, which is amazing. And then they have month of planning pages, which is great. But then when you get to the week pages, this is my favorite page, you actually can plan out. So here's where you write down what the content is, and then over here whether it's created and scheduled and published. So it's just like handy for you. It's already there. And then whenever I was testing this out, up at the top on week of, I would actually put the start date and then the focus for that week so that I remembered what I was talking about that week. So it's super helpful. I can get you guys a link for it. Jenna from Workspacery is amazing. She designs like fantastic paper products. I have a bunch of her notebooks too. So, and yeah. So did you just tag me?
Yes, I did in Instagram.
Okay, let me go look at that.
You know, I bought the content planner last year, and it's sitting on my desk. Like,
oh yeah, I have seen this.
Nothing. I think to me it was too big to be carrying around. But you know, it's nice because it tells you like, you know, when should be, you know, looking at, like, let's say, I don't know, Mother's Day, for instance, or whatever. Like, when do you start, like, you know, like, don't forget. Yeah, don't forget that.
Like the holiday list.
Holiday things, and you know what, you know. So I mean, it was cute, but I didn't use it.
Yeah, so I actually found the same thing. Like, I don't use the big paper stuff. Like, I tested this planner for my clients that like to use paper, but I can't plan on paper anymore. Like, I mean, I plan on paper, but I use white paper and then I transfer it to electronic immediately. So, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I used to, last year, I think I bought 4 planners and I didn't use a single one. Like, I attempted and then I was like, no, I'm no longer a paper person. Like, I need my stuff digital. But where was I going with this? I had a plan. I still have like cold brain, or like I lose my train of thought really easily.
Were you sick too?
I was so sick. Well, I say so sick. I lost my voice last week. And then Thursday and Friday, I had like a really bad cough. And like over the weekend, I've had a really bad cough and drainage. And I'm still like kind of foggy.
Yeah, it is rough. Like, I don't know. It was a bad one.
Yeah. Okay, I remembered where I was going. For Asana, I found this template that has all the hashtag holidays for you. And I will share that with you guys so that you have that in your Asana as well. And then I just went and assigned all of them to me so they show up in my to-do list every week. So when I'm planning stuff, if I'm planning content for social media, I can actually go in and like I have all the hashtag holidays there. And they're stupid hashtag holidays too. Like they give you all of them, all the major ones, and then all the like, what was it? It's like clean off your office or clean off your desk day or something. Like, which is not a stupid one, but a little ridiculous. Like, why is that a holiday?
Yeah, some of them make fun for like little posts. I feel like if you're like, oh, what do I caption this? Like, I feel like that's a good way to.
Exactly. It's also great, together. Even if it doesn't pertain, to add the hashtag so you get more visibility on that day.
Totally.
Okay, so let's go back to the slides. All right, so like I was saying, we're going to use a content calendar to keep it all organized. I'm going to show you a couple examples in just a little bit. Hopefully, Carolee and I want to wait until you get home so you can see them. So just let me know when you get home. And then as far as like your media, I want you to really focus on picking one that works for you. So if blogging is that thing, do blogging. If video is that thing, do video. If audio and doing a podcast is that thing, do that. So one thing that people I find struggle with is they think they have to do a certain type of media. Like I have to blog and I have to blog this many times a week. No, you do not. It is more important that you blog consistently and are putting consistent content on your blog, no matter what type of content that is, than you actually, like whatever the content is. So making sure that if you want to post once a week, you are getting a post out once a week. If you want to post twice a week, you're getting a post out twice a week. So, and the other thing is, I think we all get hung up on, we have to do blogging, right? And you don't necessarily have to. I know for me, blogging has always been a struggle, and I don't know why, because I love writing and I love organizing things, but blogging has been a struggle. I decided to do video. It also was a struggle. It was less of a struggle to create the content. It was more of a struggle to get it published. And then I found podcasting, and for whatever reason, I love that. Even though I am writing a blog post every week, or every episode, so twice a week, and I'm recording 2 episodes every week. I don't know why. It's way more work than blogging, but I love it. So just like if what you're doing isn't working, try something different. It might work better for you, and you might enjoy it more. So moral of that story is do what makes your heart happy. Don't like pigeonhole yourself into one type of media just because you think you need to be doing that one. Okay.
So do you recommend doing like podcast and blogging if that excites you?
Yes.
Or do you just think stick to one?
No, when you're getting started, pick one and stick to it. But once you feel like you've got that and you want to add more, go for it. Like I'm adding blogging this year because I'm excited to actually write again. So I'm going to try adding blogging. Right. We're going to try it again and see if it works. If I hate it, then I'll just try and figure out a way to do this content on podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so when I say pick one, I mean pick one so that you actually do it. And then once you're ready and you feel like you've got that, you can add more and layer on more complex content strategies.
Okay. Like Chelsea, for me, it's super important to blog.
You definitely need the photos.
Yes.
But you could potentially add video if that is something that excites you. Like you need the visual part. So I don't think a podcast would necessarily be great for you, although you could definitely talk about party planning and the process.
Yeah, I'm not good at speaking.
But then audio, no, don't do podcast.
No. But I do think that, like, for instance, brands, they want to see, how much my blog reaches. Mm-hmm. So right now, Pinterest is the one that is giving me that traffic to my blog.
Yep.
Then the second one is Instagram, but way lower than
that's
Instagram.
typical.
So I definitely need to, and it comes to a question where do you guys, I don't know if your business does it or not, but do Pinterest, Facebook, do you also schedule those two? Mm-hmm. Or just go with the flow?
Yep, we're going to talk about that next.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is a great question, and we are covering it on the next slide.
Okay.
All right, so once you figure out what your content type is, let's talk about the actual content. One strategy that is super popular right now, and I've heard that Google loves it, is this thing called pillar content. And you can Google it and find a ton of articles on what exactly pillar content is, but basically it's your main focus for your content. So like, think of it as if your content is you're building a house with your content, they're all the bricks, your pillars are going to be those main, like your columns that are going to hold the house up. Okay. So you want every single brick to be attached to one of those columns. That doesn't
I
actually
don't
work.
understand. Sorry.
Huh?
I lost that. I don't understand that. What do you mean the columns?
So let's think about the front of a house, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say that you have 4 columns across the front. They're holding up the roof above your front entryway, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the roof is all your content. The pillars, those are the categories that every content is going to go in. So they're supporting everything.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so to help you focus your content, you're going to pick out 4 to 5 pillars, and then we're going to create content around that that's going to be like the backbone of your content. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And again, you can Google it, and we can, during the workshop portion, we can brainstorm some ideas for you on what that pillar content is. But the basic idea is it allows you to focus your content so you're not talking about everything related to your topic. You're focusing on these particular topics. Okay? So we're helping you niche down a little bit and making sure your audience knows exactly what you're talking about. So, like, let's say that you are a lifestyle blog. Okay, I follow a ton way back from when blogs were really popular in 2008, 9, that era. Most of them were home improvement, like they were DIYing, building stuff, or they were talking about their kids. Okay, so for them, their pillar content would be DIY stuff, like we're building things. Some of them were like a before and after. Another pillar would be all of the stuff. So like getting the brand partnerships. So for the paint, for the flooring, for the tools that they use. And then another one is that lifestyle piece where they're talking about like, here's the life that goes with all the mess that is DIYing a home demo. Okay, so they had those 4 pieces of pillar content to focus around, and every piece of content they wrote tied into one of those pillars. You can also think about this as your categories for your blog. You obviously don't want to have 20 categories. You want to focus that down into 4 or 5. That way, when people come, they know exactly what to expect. You can become an expert in those areas, and people are going to come to you for that knowledge. Does that make more sense?
Yes, sorry, I'm muted because I just got home.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
Yes, it makes total sense.
Okay, perfect. One of the spreadsheets that I'm going to show you, and the one that I'm going to start implementing for myself for planning, it actually has the 4 pillars across the top, and then your weeks going down the bottom. So every week you're going to rotate through those pillars, or every month you're going to rotate through those pillars to produce content for all of them. Okay? And this makes it super easy for you to backlink to your own content as well. So whenever you're talking about, so like for me, anytime that I talk about Asana, that's one of my pillar contents is Asana. So anytime I'm talking about it, I can link to 5 other blog posts about Asana and get all those backlinks. Does that make sense? Same thing with Acuity or Dubsado or productivity or workflows. Actually I need to narrow down mine a little bit more, I think, but we're getting there. Does that make more sense? Okay. right. The last thing whenever we're talking about planning is I actually want you to plan ahead. Okay. So that way, whenever you are like out and about and you're like, oh crap, I need to post today, you can go look and it's already done. Or you don't even need to think, oh crap, I need to post today, because you've already planned it out at the beginning. Okay. So I love doing batch days where like you pick one day of the week or one day of the month where you are writing your blogs. One day where you are taking all the photos. One day where you are going back in and adding all of your links. One day where you are planning out all of your social media that goes with it. That way you don't have to be constantly doing all the pieces all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have any questions so far?
So for that, you mean like have a day where you do all the photos, have a day where you like do all like the captions or something like that? Like do everything kind of at once?
Yeah.
Versus like following the whole process a million times?
Exactly. So,
Okay.
what I ideally love to do is once a week, I plan all my social media for the following week. So I sit down and I pick out all my photos and write all my captions for the following week. The other thing that I am doing with my solo episodes this year for the podcast is I am recording them all on one day, doing all the graphics on another, and adding all of the blog, like writing out and scheduling the blog posts on another. That way it's all done, all ready to go. It'll take me like an hour to 2 hours each time I sit down to do it, instead of 2 to 3 every single week, because I have to do the whole process.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So what batching does for you, just so you guys know, like the theory behind it, it eliminates that switch tasking that happens a lot. And so you're able to focus on one type of task and do it repeatedly. This is why, like in factories, you have one guy that stands or one girl that stands at the conveyor belt in one spot and is always like quality control checking that one thing. And then down the line, there's another person who is always quality checking another piece of that thing. Okay? They don't have you like one person looking for all the things. It's one person looking at one little thing, because you are better at that if you are able to focus on one thing at a time. Okay? All right.
Yep.
Anna, have you switched over to your laptop yet? I think no.
Okay, sorry. I am so I just have a question. How do I do it? I just like exit here and then just
you can actually be on both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So you can just log in, click the link again. I'm going to mute you because you'll get feedback. But yeah, you can just click the link again on your laptop. And then we'll see you pop in as another person. There you are.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Exit.
Okay. There we go.
Sorry.
All better. I told you you'd get feedback when you logged in. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up my spreadsheet to share with you guys. And Kelly, this will help you whenever you're thinking about planning out your launches and the stuff in the middle of the launches.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, it's being slow. Okay, so Kelly, you use that same spreadsheet that we used in my coaching call with you, correct? Where you plan out like January, I'm gonna launch this.
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to. So I basically took that spreadsheet and I blocked out when I was launching different things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Carolina, you can use the same thing too. All I did was a cross. I went through and I talked, okay, these are the different months. And then for me, I wanted to map out all of my group coaching programs because that's what my push is for this year. Okay, I really want to encourage everyone to go to group coaching. If I was focusing on my one-on-one services, I would go through and like, let's say that I was doing wedding invitations still. Okay, I would think through, okay, people just got engaged. So January, I would want to be talking about engagement and like these are the first steps whenever you're engaged and when you need to contact your stationer so that you can get started on it. And then maybe February, I would do something cool for Valentine's Day, like planning out each month along the way what I wanted to do and kind of what that focus is going to be and thinking about throughout the year, what are some common things that all of my audience are going to experience. I want to weave those in to my content as well. Okay. So you can do this with your parties as well because your stuff is really tied to holidays as well as just like life events. So maybe like in May and June, you talk about like summer holidays and planning barbecues or like whatever, right? So basically what I did was I went through and I marked out when I am launching and doing all of the things. So like I'm going to launch the Academy to start again in February and then later this year in September. I'm launching a second level of the Academy, which I need your guys' help with to start either later. This is actually in 2020. It's going to start in January to follow this. And then for you guys, I'm going to launch a second level option for starting in the middle of May. And then eventually this year, I'm going to add on a mastermind. Okay. So I took this information. I know that I want the Academy to start in February. So in January, I need to be promoting it. Okay. Same thing in September. I'm launching in September. We're starting in September. So in August, I need to start talking about the Academy again and promoting it. So my focus for January and August is going to be all about the Academy, why you need the Academy. Here are some testimonials. Here's what you're going to learn. This is why you need to learn from me. All of that stuff. Okay?
Yep.
So I did that for every month. What are the focuses for each month? So same thing. I'm going to launch this at the end of May. So we're going to talk about it at the beginning of May. And then I just filled in the gaps. So I came back and I said, okay, well, I want to talk about my one-on-one services about every other month to make sure that people know that I do offer one-on-one in case that is something that's interesting to them and in case I have openings. So about every other month, I'm going to talk about my one-on-one services. And then I'm creating an evergreen course. So I filled those in. I want to talk about that course at least 3 times, typically in the middle of one of the academies because it's going to be the Academy. So, okay. And then I went back in and I filled in, okay, well, how do I want to talk about that? What is going to be the thing that I want to talk about and it's going to get people interested in that? So for me, challenges are working really well for me. So I'm going to go back and start doing challenges again. And then last summer, the workshop series worked really well. So I'm going to do a workshop series this summer as well. So, okay. See how that's working?
Yeah. So that's like your general year.
You're my
not
general
specifically Instagram or this post. Not
nope,
yet.
Not yet. This is where I start. I make the general plan where I want to start from.
Based on like your programs, right?
Exactly. Based on whatever services I am offering and whichever services I want to focus on for that month. And for me, because I have the podcast twice a week and I'm adding a blog post in there as well. So 3 days out of the week, I'm talking about content. And the podcast doesn't always necessarily relate to one of my services. So for me, I want the whole rest of the month, all my content to be focused really specifically on my service. You could break this down even more into weekly plans if you want, which I think is also a fantastic idea. Okay, I'm just scrolling really quick to try and find this spreadsheet that my friend uses because it is fantastic. And I know I took a screenshot. I think I took a screenshot. Look, I'm losing my voice already, guys. This is a bad sign for the week. Bad sign. Okay, well, I can't find it. I will just create a new one really quick for you. So what she does is for her pillar content up at the top, she has pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, and she has 4 pillars, okay? So this is the topic for pillar 1, the topic for pillar 2. Did I spell pillar right? Doesn't matter. And then going down the side, she has the weeks. So like today is January 14, and then January 21. So all the way down. Okay. So every week she wants to write 4 posts for each of the things. You could also say, okay, in January, I want to write 4 posts, 1 each week for each of the pillars. And so then under pillar 1, she has her the blog title for what she's going to write. And then again, the blog title. And then again, the blog title. Okay. So like, let's go back to once a week. So January, these are her 4 blog posts. 1 for pillar 1, 1 for pillar 2, 1 for pillar 3, and 1 for pillar 4. Okay.
So she does like 1 blog per pillar a month, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
So what does she do, Chelsea? I mean, if we can know. I mean,
oh, what does she do specifically?
Yeah, like what's her
She's a coach.
About? She's a coach. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like I was trying to think about me blogging like once a month about one thing.
I would say yours would be like themes, maybe. Like party themes, how to pick a theme, how to make sure that all of your things like match and go with that theme. You could talk about like budgeting. I think budget would be a great thing for a lot of your clients. Like think about all the things you want to be talking about that are not specifically the party itself, broader concepts that you can go into. Those are going to become your pillars. And maybe you only have 3. That's totally fine.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. I have to think.
Yeah. Yeah. So during the workshop portion, though, we'll dive into that. Okay.
Okay.
But again, so she goes through and she actually plans out, okay, this first week, this is going to be the blog title. And then in February, I'm going to write this one. And then in March, I'm going to write this one. You could also, if you wanted to, like pick January, I'm going to write 4 on this pillar. In February, I'm going to write 4 on pillar 2. In March, I'm going to write 4 blog posts on pillar 3. And there's lots of ways that you could do this. The whole point is that you're building a library for your audience and for yourself that you can reference to in all of your blog posts, get those backlinks for the SEO. And when people come to your blog, you already have a lot of posts built out around certain topics so you look like an expert. Okay. All right, questions?
No, I think for me, it's as always just a matter of doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Kelly, that's great. For me, is figuring out. I think it's worse.
We will work on both of them in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the slides. Let's talk about social media. Okay, so social media is where we tell people about our content. Okay, I do not want your social media to become your content. Like, it is content, but I don't want it to be your only content. I want it to be there for you to engage with your audience, to nurture them, and to funnel them back to your blog. Okay, so one thing that helps is matching up all of your marketing goals in your content each month. We talked about that already. So for me in January, most of my content for the rest of the month is going to be around either the challenge or getting people to join the academy. Okay. In February, I'm going to start talking about one-on-one services and the Empowered Boss Lab, because those are the things that are going to be available to them. Okay.
Question. You're still adding in stuff, like filler stuff, right? Like, you're not making all of your content about your programs?
So I want to figure out a way to relate everything back to the programs. So,
okay,
like, yes, you can have filler, but figure out, okay, this is a lifestyle. Like, maybe you're talking more like lifestyle things. Like I want to start talking more about like essential oils and face stuff. All right. How does that tie back in to
right?
how you need to hire me?
Right.
Okay.
So yes, I feel like for you, sometimes it'll be like really obvious, and then sometimes it's more like subconscious or like subliminal.
Exactly. So I'm not going to specifically say like you should hire me because I love essential oils and you love essential oils. No, it's going to be, I'm talking about it with the goal of building that relationship, and because they need to know that I am like them and they want to hire me because we like the same things.
Right. Yeah. It's like building like that, or like creating like that friendship.
Exactly. Now, all of my blog content, on the other hand, is going to focus on those services and creating my expertise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Again, I want you to be planning ahead so that it's easy, and batching your content is also amazing for this. So I love using planning services. My personal favorite is Later. I know tons of people love Planoly. I'm going to tell you why I love Later over everything else, though. And with any of these services, though, you're able to plan your post ahead of time, create all of those captions, add your hashtags, and even add alt text to your photos. Okay? Now, the reason that I like,
So you can edit your picture on that app?
How much do you want to edit?
No, because you said that you can add text on the photo.
No, so Instagram has added alt text where you can actually add in the alt text on your Instagram post. So I'm going to show you how I do it in just a minute.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't either. It's new. It just came out, and I guess it's been there for a little while, but it's hidden. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it because it's super powerful. But yeah, so
my engagement is horrible. I mean, it's so horrible. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, during the workshop time, we'll all take a look at each other's social media and give each other feedback. How's that sound? That way we can, like, specifically for engagement, because that's what social media is for. It's social. We want to make sure that we're building those relationships with our audience so that they will become clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what, Chelsea? I think that I mistakenly using pods, commenting pods. So we engage among each other's posts to boost the post up, but at the end is the same people, our same friends commenting all the time.
Yeah.
So I think at the the end, it's hurting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what those are, right? The
yes,
pods?
I do.
Okay.
So I think that one, I've never used pods. Just because they feel like way too much work, and I want to like someone's content, not because they need, like, because I actually think that the content is good, like I want it to feel organic, and I want my comments to feel organic too. So that's why I've never used a pod. I know that they used to be super successful a couple of years ago. I haven't really heard of many people still using them, but I do know that there are different groups online that will offer like a boost. And so like you can comment, it's basically like a pod, but it's not permanent. It's a one-time thing. So I do know that adding all of that engagement, it adds up. And the fact that you guys do have some, like, there obviously are some relationships there, right? So I think that the algorithm takes that into account whenever it's figuring out like how to share your content, right? What I think you probably need to do is go back through your hashtags and start getting into stories. And then also with your content, one thing that I am also trying to do really hard this year and trying to remember is that the best engagement happens when you ask open-ended questions and ask your audience about themselves. So like, yes, it's fun to tell a story, and sometimes stories work really well, but you can't tell a story every single time. You need to make sure that you are encouraging the engagement. And I will say I'm not a social media expert. This is just my own thoughts and observations that typically my posts do better when I am either telling a really compelling story that relates to them really well, or I'm asking them a really compelling question about them and themselves. Or like a really funny photo, like a banjo or something, and then I get a ton of comments because banjo's super adorable. So. All right, so the reason that I like Later over all of the other social media planning is I can plan my stories. I love to be able to plan my stories in advance because I hate having to like sit there and try and type out a really long post to go on my stories, and then it gets deleted or something happens because Instagram's glitchy. Okay. The other thing
that's really smart. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yes. So I'm opening up Later to show you guys how I do it. I'm going to take you to last week and show you. The other thing is it lets me load up all of my photos ahead of time. And if I want, I can come in and write potential captions in the notes area. I can save. I have too many groups. I only have, what? Do they change their plans? I don't understand. I was on plus monthly plan. Now I'm on the plus monthly plan. Will you guys look at this and tell me if I'm missing something? These words mean the same thing, right? And all these numbers are the same, right?
You were on the plus monthly plan. You were not on the one. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Look at it. Well, anyway. Okay, hold on. It won't let me look. Plus, that is what I want. That is fine. I don't understand. Oh my gosh. What? I literally just tried to delete one of my groups and it had an error message. Okay, I confirmed. What do you mean? Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. I think I did something not successfully. What? I just did all of this. Maybe I won't be showing you. I only have one group. Maybe I should have just left it open instead of closing it last night. Good Lord. Okay, here we go. So I have my content or my media library over here where I can just like drag and drop whatever I want in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they changed this already. They added this new stories button. So I guess now I can actually post directly to stories, which is so cool. What I used to do was just, I would just drag over. And then whenever you schedule something, you're able to say whether it is an auto post or to send a notification. So I would just say send notification and then type out my caption here. And then whenever I would get the notification on my phone, I could choose whether I wanted it to post to my feed or to my stories. And so I just stories and it would go to stories. It was amazing. But I think they just added posting to stories automatically. I think that's what this new thing is. Anyway, so you can see like last week I had a whole bunch of posts. Most of these are stories that I posted. Last week I was not as active on social media. But one of the other things that I love is that I can actually post to Instagram and Facebook. I can write the same caption for both and schedule them at different times if I want, or schedule them at the same time. So I just turn them both on, and then I can, like, let's say I want to post this, I'll drag it over, type in a caption here, click on next, and then it's going to create my Facebook post. I can come in and customize it if I want. My Instagram post, I can come in and customize it. For Instagram, I go ahead and add hashtags. Oops, I don't want suggestions. I want my saved captions. So I have a bunch of saved captions here, and they're all my hashtags. So like this is the one that I use the most. And so I just go through and I decide, okay, do I want to use all of these? Do I want to change them up? What do I want? So they're all here. I don't have to remember them every time or type them in. I have one that's all just gratitude, which is super helpful. Creative business stuff. So there's like, I think 7 in this one that are just related to being a creative business owner. When I was doing weddings, I had a whole bunch of different ones. So yeah, it's just super helpful. So I can actually I don't have to remember all of these hashtags off the top of my head. I can go through and see which ones are like working for me, which ones are not, and get rid of the ones that aren't. So yeah.
I just have a question here, Chelsea. So if my Instagram account is connected to Facebook, so every time I post on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook.
Yes, then you don't.
I would have to turn that off.
Correct.
Otherwise, it would be launching
double
time.
Post. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so then what I do for the...
You just... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I usually just do everything from my phone. So would you just like airdrop or like email yourself the photos from your phone? Because that's where I do my editing, and then add them all into this.
Yes. So I use Google Photo for all of my photos on my phone, and it integrates with
Oh, right.
so it integrates.
So
So here I
basically,
can
once
actually
I have a photo like edited, if I go into Google Photos, it'll just be there.
yeah. So like you can actually connect to your Google account, which I don't think mine is right now.
But you can also do Dropbox. I do Dropbox, so
Yeah,
that's
so
nice.
Dropbox is great. Yeah. So then it's gonna pull all my photos. So lots of photos here. The other thing is you can download the ones you want specifically, or you can actually, they have an app on your phone. So whenever I'm editing something on my phone, I'll actually upload it to later on my phone, upload the photo, and then come in when I'm ready to schedule it.
And how do you do stories, Chelsea? Like, do you like a video on your phone? And then
no, so if it's a video that I will do that in real time. But if it's things that are scheduled, so like all of these quotes, those I already have ready to go. They're a graphic. I can just add that.
Oh, okay. So you can do a story like talking and scheduling right there.
I haven't tried it. I'm sure that you could. You can send video now. So I'm sure it's possible. I just think that it would be a lot of uploading and downloading for yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's like a video that you produce, then maybe. But if it's like you just talking to the camera, keep that in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. But you could like add a photo, like have a photo that is designated as your, it's time to record a video photo, like reminder to yourself, and drop it in here. So like, let's say that I wanted, I don't know, like let's say this photo of this tablet, I wanted it to be my like placeholder photo. So I could go ahead and drop it over here. And let's say I wanted to post a story at 11 o'clock this morning. I could say, go record story to myself. Send notification. And then at 11:09, I'll get a notification on my phone saying I have a post that I need to schedule. I'll go look at it and it'll tell me go record a story. And so then I'll remember for myself that that's my own like internal cue to go record a story. And I would not post this photo, just go record a story.
So I don't get it. So you schedule it and then the app is going to tell you, it's going to remind you to go and put it live?
No, that's if you wanted to use this as like a timer, a reminder.
Yes, but for those regular posts, what about the regular posts?
For the regular ones, you're going to get a notification to go post it on your story, and it'll download the photo. Here. Let me see if I can
on my feed.
No, you can tell it to go to your stories.
Yeah, no, but let's say my feed. So what I'm trying to say is like every single thing, every single time they're going to ask me, go do it. They don't do it automatically without
They
asking
can
me?
do it automatically if you want. For stories, I say notification. Because the only way that it can do automatic is on your feed. So for my feed, so like these, like this one that went out on, like let's say I'm going to write a post for today. Okay. And let's say we want to talk about this thing. Okay. Here's a caption for today's post. I'm just go ahead and make it square. Oops, wrong thing. Hold on. Try it again. Okay. So I clicked on Facebook and Instagram, write a caption, I click next. Then I can come in and customize it if I want. So for Facebook, I'm going to go in and any links that I have, I'm going to actually like drop the actual link in there. And for Instagram, I'll change it to say link in profile. I'll come in and add hashtags. I add this spacer wherever I want to create a return. And then right here, method of publishing for Instagram, if you say auto, it'll post automatically for you. You don't have to do any work.
Okay.
If you say send notification, it's going to do a pop-up on your phone and you need to post it manually. But again, it's written
through them, not on my phone. Like through them on their app.
The app
right?
on your phone.
Yeah.
So Later has a desktop app, which is the one that I'm logged into right now that you're seeing. They also have a mobile app. The mobile app will give you a notification on your phone with all this information that I'm typing on the computer. Okay.
Chelsea, it has nothing to do with it, but what did you say about the spacers?
So this spacer right here, this, it allows me to add a return without having like weird spacing issues. So it's, I don't know how many spaces, I think 9 with these brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 spaces with brackets around them. And I don't know why you have to put the brackets, but it doesn't work right without the brackets. So I just copy and paste this anywhere that I want to return. And then I delete the brackets and it makes my spacing look beautiful.
Oh, you know how I do that? I always go to notes, do all the spacers, and then copy paste on my app.
Yeah, see, I don't want to do all that. I want it all in here. So
I didn't know that. That's a nice gadget to know.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on like why I use Later?
Looks nice.
No. Can you remind me how you get, you put paragraph spacer? Is that what it is to get the spacing?
Yeah. So this is a saved caption that I have. And it's just literally, it is brackets with 9 spaces in the middle. And I can email you guys this so you can copy and paste it. And then I just take the brackets. So I put it like, let's say, okay, so there's paragraph and another. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this paragraph spacer, copy it, and I'll paste it wherever I want a line break. Okay, and then I'll come back in.
And that won't show up in Instagram?
No. You have to take the brackets off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, those brackets, you can only use them on this, not on Instagram?
You can do it on Instagram too. I just don't want to type everything on my phone.
Yeah.
So I do everything here and Later, so I don't have to type on my phone.
Okay.
So my whole thing is I don't want to have to be in the moment, standing like in the grocery store, typing out a post really quick. Like I want it done so that it happens no matter where I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you is Instagram has now added on alt text. So what I've started doing is for each post coming to the bottom, and I need to add these as saved captions as well, and adding keywords for the photo. So like for this one, I would say like January tech wallpaper, January phone wallpaper, I don't know, workflow and productivity specialist, whatever I want my keywords to be. Same thing like I would do for my blog post, whatever those keywords that people are going to search for, I'm going to add that to alt text. And so when I go to post this, I won't do it automatically. I will do a notification and I'll cut this part out on my phone. Okay, so I save this, I get the notification on my phone saying, hey, it's time to post a Instagram post. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to cut out, delete this part. So I'll highlight it all and say cut. So it still saves on my keyboard or on my clipboard. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on my video so I can show you where I go on Instagram. And you can go back and do this for old photos too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a blessing, Chelsea.
Okay, so if you're going back on an old photo, you're going to click on edit. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the three dots. See if I can do this. Find edit. Click on edit. It's going to take you to your post. Scroll back up to your photo. And then over here, it says edit alt text. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
click on that. And then here you can see I've added some alt text. It'll be blank at the beginning, but then you can go in and paste whatever you just cut out from your caption. Okay? To do it on a post, what you're going to do.
What was that, a story?
No, that was a post that I already had posted. That was the previous one. If it's a brand new post, when you get to this screen, before you hit post, down at the bottom, you're going to click on advanced. And then write alt text. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can add your alt text. So then I would long press and then hit paste to get it in there. Which right now.
So is that a new way Instagrammers are going to search? Or what
That's
is
how Google is going to search your Instagram photos. So
Google? Oh.
Yeah, the thing is, Instagram is trying to be more, I don't even know if they're trying to be more accessible, but they want your photos to be readable for everyone. I think they're trying to get like everyone on Instagram, not just people that can see photos. So this is potentially to help people that can't see be able to read what your photo is, along with the caption. Okay, but Google also reads all of that data, so you can get you can leverage it for your SEO.
Okay.
Okay, so again, I like later for this because I can do all of this and plan all of this and think about it all ahead of time, not have to be doing it right on my phone at the moment and remember all of these things in the moment. I can just save them. They're there. I get a notification on my phone and all the content is ready to go.
Charles?
Yeah.
I just pulled up their website and you can also post, you can use like other social platforms. Mm-hmm. Like, could I use this for Facebook groups as well?
Let me see. Not on the plan that I am on.
Is that a free plan, Chelsea, or is it?
No, I'm on the $9 a month plan.
That's the one I'm looking at. It says one profile, 100 posts.
Yes. So for my Facebook, I use my Facebook page, not my group. I don't know. Well, let me
right.
So Kelly, that pricing that you said is for the $9.99 or is that free one?
The $9 per month, it says.
So it's 100 posts. And when it's free, how many they let you do? 30.
Yeah.
You know, it's because I always jump into buying things and subscribing without using it. And then I just, so much money going out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think it's just for your pages.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that is a Facebook issue, not a later issue.
Okay. Because I know you can schedule stuff in Facebook groups, but it's only up to a certain, like you can only do it like a couple months in advance.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how do you schedule? Oh, wait, never mind. I'm thinking schedule inside events in Facebook groups, and they don't let you do that, which is so frustrating. Yeah, so it doesn't work for your groups, but I mean, you could do the planning the same way at the same time and then just go into Facebook for the groups.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So on the, really, let me show you this. On the free plan, you get 30 Instagram posts, 50 Twitter, 30 Facebook, and 30 Pinterest. Which, if you're not using Tailwind yet, this is a great way to like get started on Pinterest. Just like, have something go there.
Yeah, I'm using Tailwind.
Okay, cool.
Right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Which one would you suggest for me, Chelsea? The one that you're doing?
Depends. How many times do you want to be posting?
Well, I mean, the 30 posts would be enough because that's like one a day, but I like that the other one has the Instagram story. So I don't know if I should just start out with the basic and then just do my own story still, or just jump right into the other one.
So you can still do your stories the way that I've been doing them. Where do you see stories on here?
Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we have the same thing? Does it look
I
different?
think, but it looked a little different.
Maybe he's a Canadian. What? Just kidding.
Possible.
Okay. See here, Instagram stories. It's not with that one, but it's with this one.
Yeah. So they just added that line. That's new.
Okay.
So you don't need that. What it is doing is automatically posting your Instagram stories for you. You could still use it the way that I'm using it and just get a notification and then manually put it, like say that you want to do stories.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So you can still use that feature. You'll just get the notification versus it posting for you.
Yeah. The only
well, maybe I'll start with that then.
Yeah. The only reason I'm on the advanced or the like next level up is because I do multiple photos on a lot of my posts.
Okay.
They don't support that on the free plan. It's one photo at a time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Questions on social media. And again, I go and I plan this out once a week. So usually it's on Wednesdays. I'll go through and plan out all of the next week's content. I'm a little behind already this year. Who is that?
Oh, it's an Amber Alert. I think.
One day, my husband and I kept getting Amber Alerts on our phone. It wasn't an Amber. It was a blue alert. Which, have you ever heard of a blue alert?
No.
It's when a cop is injured or killed.
On a what? An officer?
When an officer is injured or killed. But it wasn't anywhere near us. It was like 3 hours away. And we were like, what the heck? Like, it would take them so long to get over here.
I don't know. I've never heard of that here in Texas, but
I had to look it up. It's a thing.
Okay, Amber Alert all the time.
Yeah.
And it scares everyone because the phones are, all at the same time. It's scary.
Okay, the last thing about social media is that I want you to be using and leveraging Pinterest. Last year I didn't do this, and a couple weeks ago I had an SEO audit with Kate Kaloran, which she's fantastic. If you guys are looking for SEO help, she's amazing. I'm looking at bringing her in for the Empower Boss Lab to do a workshop for us on just SEO basics.
What's her name? Kate?
Kate, K-A-T-E, Kaloran, K-I-L-L-O-R-A-N. She's fantastic. So she was like, Chelsea, it's time to get on Tailwind. So I got on Tailwind, and no joke, I did one post. I scheduled one post. That's it, just one, to test it out and see how much a difference one post would do. It quadrupled my engagement just by scheduling the one and letting Tailwind do its thing with
What is Tailwind? I've never even heard of that.
So it's specifically for Pinterest. It will automatically post all your stuff for you at certain times of the day and stagger it out and repost your content for you automatically. It's amazing. So basically you log in, and I tried to log in and it's having issues. Today's a tech issue day for my accounts apparently. I tried to log in earlier and it kept telling me, I'm sorry, there's an error. And I was like, how is there an error on me logging in? But not like my account wasn't there. It was just like, there's an error. Okay, so let me share this screen with you guys. It's working now. So you can see, where am I going? Last week I didn't post anything, but, and Pinterest is like one of those things that I have neglected. Where am I going?
Yeah, I'm not on Pinterest yet. I need to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know where it was. Maybe it was in my email that it sent me. Basically, I did one, literally was only one. I only pinned one thing on the page, not even all the photos on the page, just one photo on one of my podcast episodes. And the previous week, my engagement was like 70. And then my engagement for the week that I did that one post, it quadrupled it. So it was just insane. Yeah. And I was like, so now I need to be doing this. But basically you can come in and I'm sure Carolina, you know more about this because you're already using it, but you can actually come in and just add all of your information, add all of your posts, and it will automatically post it for you. It's so awesome.
The good thing about it is that, you know, the more you know about it, like one photo can be repinned several times during a period of time in different boards. So, you know, that way you don't forget, because sometimes you do it like only on one board, but it might also be good on another board. And then you can just choose the boards you want for that specific thing and it'll go there.
Exactly.
And then there are tribes within, there's always tribes everywhere. Yeah. Right?
It's basically like a group board.
Yeah. And then, you know, you repin and pin from them. But the good thing is that you sit once a week and you do all week or all month. And then you forget about it.
How much time do you spend on it, Carolina?
Well, probably once a week, maybe an hour.
Yeah. Most people that I talk to, they're like, I spend 30 minutes on Monday and then I don't have to think about it ever again.
Yeah. But sometimes they say that it's also good to do here and there some live ones. Like go to the app, do some lives and then go, you know.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Pinterest too. So I'm always posting. But anyway, you should be using it. You can also use all those SEO alt text keywords that you want as well. And hashtags, because again, it's going to read your caption like it would for Google. Okay. So make sure that you're adding all of those keywords in your captions on Pinterest as well.
Yes.
All right. So just some helpful tools for you guys, because I love sharing the tools part. For your planning process, use a spreadsheet or Asana or Trello. I love using the spreadsheet so that I can get myself organized. And then once I have all of it organized, I'll put it in Asana for myself so that I can, once it's like, this is the plan, that way the plan is ready to go and I can keep track of where I am on each step. Okay. And then for publishing, especially for social media, I love Later. I love Tailwind now. And then I use all of the publishing tools that are inside Squarespace for the actual publishing of my blog post. And you guys know how to schedule a blog post inside Squarespace?
Not me.
Yes.
Carolina, do you take care of posting your blog post?
Once it's ready, I'm the one who put it live. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to.
I'll show you really quick. Also, guys, one of my clients' websites is going live this week that I designed.
Exciting.
I'm excited.
Guys, do you know, it's so weird that some people, like, I know for sure that they're not on Instagram all the time, but every time you see a post, they already liked it, if that makes sense. So let's say they have a full-time job, right? And if I go to Instagram and then I'm on my feed, it's like, oh my God, this account is like promptly liking pictures from that account. Is that an app? Do you know?
If it is, I'm sure it's not following all of the policies of Instagram.
Okay. Because I was like, how fast can you be, girl? You know what I mean? Like,
they may have also turned on notifications for your posts.
But it's like I see it on my party niche. Some accounts, like, I guess they're on a list, I want to assume. Like, they're on a list, like, every time this account posts, go like it.
Oh.
I don't know. It seems like that when I see certain brands. It's
possible, I guess.
I don't
know. Okay, so whenever you want to actually schedule something in advance, let me just duplicate this really quick. I also use the same template every week for my posts. So I'll come in and I'll duplicate it and then just come in and change out the photos. Okay, so now that I have it duplicated, let's say that I want to have this go out. I can go scheduled, and then you can pick when you want it to go. So let's say I want it to post on Thursday at 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
And then if I click save on Thursday at 11:30, it's going to automatically post that for me, and I don't have to come back in here.
Okay. So Chelsea, if you go to social,
I'm here.
Up there.
Yeah. Do you have this?
Do you use this?
I do not.
Okay. I don't either.
Yeah.
But once it was on, I don't know why, and it sent, and I was like, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, because I'm so weird about the formatting, and so sometimes I'll publish it like at midnight and play around with it live. But I don't want all of those changes to be published to Facebook every time. I want to like wait and tell Facebook people at a time when they're on Facebook, like at the top of their feed. So that's why I don't use it. I'm also not sure exactly what the formatting is.
Okay. So how do you share on Facebook your posts, your blog posts?
Yeah. So I grab the URL right here.
Oh, okay. And just copy paste.
And then the same square image is the image that I'm going to share on Instagram and on Facebook. So I do it both places.
Oh, okay.
And all of that inside later.
Okay.
So like last week, if I go look at my calendar from last week. So you can see on like Tuesday, I had this post that went to Facebook, and it had all these photos. So like this is the blog post thumbnail image, and I use it inside here too. And then I just use the photo without all the text on it, because that typically gets more likes. And then I had the exact same thing for Instagram, and I didn't post it immediately, so it got posted a little bit later. So yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? All right. So as far as like planning and publishing your content, what are your questions for me before we dive into the workshop section?
Sorry, I'm just like writing this down quickly.
You're good.
I guess my question would be like, how do you, I guess it kind of goes back to what we first talked about and like organizing this and like putting it into certain days. Like, what's the best way to kind of get organized with that?
Are you talking about Instagram or your blog?
I guess just with like planning your content and like doing the publishing aspect. Like, how do you recommend like kind of putting that into your calendar and actually like doing it?
So I would pick, how often do you want to publish content? Let's say just for your blog. How often do you want to publish?
A blog I want to do once a week, and then like social media though I want to be doing it every day.
Okay.
Like
so
posting.
For your blog, I would pick one day of the week, and that is your blog post day. That's when it's going to go live. And you can change that day if you find out that the day doesn't work, but just pick one. So like for me, I'm doing Wednesdays are blog post days, Tuesdays and Thursdays are podcast days.
Okay.
So I have a plan. I know that if it's a Tuesday, a guest episode is going live. If it's a Wednesday, a blog post is going live. And if it's Thursday, a solo episode is going live.
Okay. So so this is my other thing. What I usually do, or when I am consistent, is I do one blog a week, one newsletter, which is more like selling, essentially, where the blog is more like one of my pillars or more lifestyle related.
Yep.
And then I have my podcast too, and I send an email on that. So I'm just wondering if 3 emails a week is too much.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do your readers want all of your blog posts too?
Oh, like as an email?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't asked them.
I would ask them if 3 times a week is too much for them. And what you might do is encourage them to read the blog on their own. And then at the end of the month, you can do a recap. Here's everything you missed on the blog this month. Or what you might have missed on the blog this month.
So basically just do the blog more on like social media, like promote it on social media more.
Yeah, so here's the way that I think about blog posts. Blog posts are, for me, more of like making sure that I'm an expert and getting visible in front of new audience members. It's like it's adding more exposure on Pinterest, on Google. It's getting me all the SEO goodness so that I can get in front of bigger and bigger audiences.
Okay.
And yes, it is going to be helpful. And yes, it's something that I think my readers will want to hear. But it's not necessarily something that they need in their inbox every week because their inbox is already really cluttered.
Okay, right. And I do feel like it's more important to grow the podcast than to send the blog email.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could
stick to, if I'm only doing 2, stick to the podcast and the newsletter.
Yeah, for your
the emails.
For the emails, yeah. The other thing you could do is have a like lifestyle and then a content email, and the content would have your podcast and your blog post. Or you could have your blog post be something similar to what you're sending in your email list that week so that you don't have to create 3 separate types of content.
Okay, so basically have one email that has the blog post and the podcast update.
That is an option, yes.
Okay. And then how would you ask the audience, like send an email out?
Yeah, just ask them.
Okay.
Chelsea, I think, I don't know, but doesn't MailChimp, you can start making lists on who wants 3 a week, once a month.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Segment your list however you want with any email client. And MailChimp finally has that option to segment your list.
But after asking, like when they answer back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, do you use MailChimp or do you use ConvertKit?
I use ActiveCampaign.
Okay, so you can segment with ActiveCampaign too, whenever you ask them that, if you want. You can also segment them based on, like, if they want to hear about the podcast, if they want to hear about the blog, or if they just want your email newsletter.
Okay.
Like on all of, I mean, not all of us, but like in the past few months, I have been receiving on Sunday night, like from the blogs that I'm subscribed for, they send like, this is what you missed last week. And they have all these blurs and then links to each one. So, I mean, that's kind of nice that in one thing you have what she did, you know, what her stuff was during the week and just links back. I mean, that's what I have seen on my inbox lately. And I'm subscribed to a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Carolina, do you like that email?
Yes, I prefer that one because I feel like there's always one thing to look. And it's like at the end of the week or beginning of the week where you want to check things out kind of thing. So to me, it's like more organized that way. I don't blog different things, different themes, or I don't have podcasts or, you know, I only blog about parties. Mm-hmm. So I only do it once a week. But it's nice for those who have like, they did a podcast and then they gave a freebie of whatever thing they're doing and they have a blog post or, you know, or a YouTube new video that they have up and they just have it all there in one thing.
Yeah.
And it's once a week.
Does that help, Kelly?
Yeah. Sorry. Yep. I like that idea too.
Yeah. So that's what I've started doing with when I remember. I'm so bad with my email list. But at the end of the month, I'll do like a recap of all the podcast episodes.
Yeah.
That way I'm not in their inbox so much.
Mm-hmm. The good thing that when you send out an email and no one unsubscribes, that feels nice.
Yeah. I think also that's another thing we can talk about on another day is just your email list in general. Like, I am firmly a believer that I don't want people on my list that don't want to be there, period. So, like, my email list is small. It's, like, under 100 people. But my open rates are super high, and my unsubscribe rates are really, really low. Like, I get one unsubscribe a month maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think that
you know how
audience too, what they want to hear about from you is super important so that the content you are sending out is stuff that they want to read and you're not annoying them with things that they don't care about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing that kind of like not scared me, but I was noticing that, you know, the people who were going to the blog, they only stayed on that page and then they leave. So there wasn't any other reason to stay.
Yeah. Do you have at the bottom of your posts, here are other posts that you might like?
Yes. I just started doing that last month because I was like, I need to show them more. So I did that. So in hopes that they can, you know, do that. And my library is locked with, you know, a password.
Yeah.
So they won't get it if they don't do the 2 opt-ins, or how do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
They have to say 2 times yes, subscribe me.
Yeah.
So yeah, some people don't do that, and then they email me, hey, the password didn't come. And I was just like, well, you said no.
You have to confirm your email.
And I was like typing yesterday, one is like, okay, I need a canned response for this one too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, You gotta be kidding me.
And you should like look and see what the subject line is from MailChimp. And what I do for my email list is I have a thank you page. So that after they sign up, they opt in for something, they go to a thank you page that tells them, thank you so much. You have one more thing to do. You have to go find this email, click confirm so that you can get the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beatrice helped me with that, but she doesn't use his MailChimp. So she couldn't do more than what she did. I mean, I don't know. I need to see if she can go.
So if you have the page, you just take the URL, and inside MailChimp, you're going to find somewhere in the creation of that opt-in button, there will be, it'll ask you like, what do you want the people to do next? So on ConvertKit, it's called a redirect URL. So after they opt in the first time, I want them to go to this thank you page. So I drop the URL for the thank you page there.
Okay.
We can look at that on one of your coaching calls too.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about MailChimp, but I'm pretty good at figuring things out. So.
Okay.
Okay, so what I want you guys to do, we have 12 minutes left on our call. What I want you to do is actually like sit down and map out, okay, for January, here are the 4 blog posts or the 4 emails or the 4, like whatever you're sending out that you're doing. What is the focus of them? What's the purpose of them? So then you can come back and actually get all your social media to line up with that and make sure that everything is consistent and you're talking about the same thing and not confusing your audience. Okay? And I actually am going to do the same thing.
So this is our blog posts, right, for January?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone knows when the Super Bowl is? Sorry.
I don't.
Sometime in February. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I'll Google it.
Because I think I need to post something about that.
February
That's
3rd.
a good one. February 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should do that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Maroon 5's at the Super Bowl. Of course they are.
Who?
Maroon 5,
Oh, that's the only thing I watch.
the halftime show.
I don't care about football.
I go for the food, to be honest. My favorite
Yeah.
part about the Super Bowl is the party.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry. So we're having what are we blogging about? And then the next thing, what was it?
So you have your 4 blogs for this month. And then, so what are you going to talk about on your social media? So start thinking about that. Or your email list if you are going to send out an email.
Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
do you have like, so with the social media, I'm like, oh, like I'm like already struggling with that. So I'm like, maybe I need to have an idea of what kind of posts I post every single week.
Yeah.
Is that something you do, or how do you plan out like your weekly social media?
Yeah. So what I used to do before I had like all this content everywhere is I would think about, okay, Monday, what's a good topic for a Monday? So it might be like motivational things. So I would talk about like something motivational that I want to share about, something that's been on my heart. So like last week I talked about like being super stressed out with your goals and how like it's fine if you don't have your goals and if like your life is a mess right now, like you're okay. And then like Wednesdays when I was doing weddings, that it was a really popular Wedding Wednesday was a great hashtag. On the weekends, like self-care Saturday, self-care Sunday, those are great hashtags to use. So talking about like what I'm doing self-care wise, that's a great topic. So yeah, just thinking about like those types of things helps. And then Testimonial Tuesday was a fun one. Follow Friday is a great one where you can like feature other people. So like once a month, I used to do a Follow Friday and I would feature another really awesome female entrepreneur that you should be following.
I love that.
Friday introductions. So like once a quarter, I try and like do a, hey, I'm Chelsea. Like I know you see my face everywhere, but you may not know who I am. Yeah, so stuff like that.
So Chelsea, do you like your picture connects with what you're talking about?
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just a pretty photo. So like a lot of times, so like last week's podcast, the solo episode was all about self-care. So I tried to find a photo of me that was sort of related to self-care. And luckily I had one of me meditating, which was awesome. I'm glad that I thought to take that photo. But like I could have also done like a green smoothie or something. Like it would have been fine. But I've also done where like it's like I know around holiday type photos get a lot of likes. So like around St. Patrick's Day, I'm definitely going to put some green something on my photo, on my feed. And the caption probably won't have anything to do with St. Patrick's Day. Just I know that like my theme that week is probably going to be green themed. So yeah, it doesn't always have to match. But yeah.
It's because that's where I have like the issue, because like I don't know if I should, like I started to think about adding party tips, like on a certain day of the week.
You should.
You know.
Absolutely. And the thing that you could do is like, okay, for this type of party, like, okay, what's your party that you're talking about this week?
Mickey Mouse and Minnie.
Okay. So, oh my gosh, those mason jars are so adorable, by the way.
Oh, they're cute.
So cute. So what you could do, so like what would be a tip to go along with the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse party?
I don't know. In one of the posts I said like every detail counts no matter how many guests you have.
Exactly. That's a great
sometimes
tip.
feel like, oh, there's only 5 coming, or or something like that.
That is perfect. And also that was a perfect caption for that post, by the way, for that photo. It was great. So things like that, or like, let's say that you have a party and not everything is matchy, but they're all coordinating. So like talk about how you can use coordinating things and they don't all have to be an exact match. Like let's say that you have like, I don't know, like you're going to the dollar, like this is a dollar store party. Like you could even plan a dollar store party. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't all have to match. Like you don't have to have the same plane on everything, but it can all be like coordinating like air travel things. So like helicopters and other types of planes and like a cargo plane and a passenger plane and like maybe a little prop plane or something, like that could be your tip if you had a party where it wasn't all like super matchy.
Okay.
So like think about the party and is there something that someone can learn from it? So you're still talking about the party, but you're talking about party planning too.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. That was a very long explanation. I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I was thinking about that, but okay. Apparently this week I'm going to be getting my rebranding.
Yay.
So, hopefully. I hope so.
Yeah.
Dear. Anyways.
Branding designers, I tell you.
I don't know. I just sent her a comment on a stories like, oh, she's so cute, like little girl she had there, and she's like, oh my, I'm gonna be sending you stuff next week, and I didn't answer. Yeah. I just like, okay, I'm not gonna believe it until I see it on my thing.
Yeah, believe it when it's in my email.
Yeah, and I'm such a chicken, so I never like, I'm not too pushy. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I know I paid a lot already.
Yeah, you deserve to have that back. Make sure that you get the Photoshop or the Illustrator files from her, like the original files, not just the JPEG and PNG.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Other questions for me?
I think I'm Okay. I just need to like dive into this a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I would ask as a suggestion, maybe you can answer me later, is I usually do 6 posts a week. So that's basically Monday through Saturday. But now the way I have that my blogs go out on a Wednesday, like I started on that Wednesday, you know, so half of the week.
That's fine.
Is that okay? Or
That's
should
totally
I
fine.
use the whole, I don't know. Okay.
No, that's totally fine. So then you'll do Wednesday through the following Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That's you can pick whatever your start of the week is.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a Monday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, as a viewer, there's like, oh, that was last week. You know what I mean? Like if they feel like they have to do something new on Monday.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Kelly, did you get your stuff planned out?
Yes, I did. Actually, I do have another question. Would you recommend like doubling up on some pillars sometimes? Like, because one of my pillars is like fun and lifestyle. So like, would you recommend maybe doing that double, or like travel is another one of my lifestyle or my pillars, but I'm just not sure if I can post about that every single week.
That's fine.
So I'm thinking of maybe like, it's like a this or that on certain days.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have so far. So I have like Mondays, I think I'm going to do my blogs, and I'll share content on social media around that. Tuesdays, podcast. Wednesday, kind of take a break and do something more lighter. Thursdays will be like newsletters or like business related content. Friday, I'm thinking like something lighter again, like a fun like lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
And then I just have to get clear on Saturday and Sunday. And then in terms of my blogs, I put 3 down just because I feel like there's only 3 weeks left of the month.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a Cabo recap. I'm going to do one on like how to edit photos, because I've had like, I actually put out like a little poll a few months ago and people were like, yes, like tell us. And I just feel I have like a lot of people asking me too. And then I'm going to do something more like business, but also freedom related, which is like a working smarter versus harder thing.
Yep.
And like how I'm able to do the trips and not work all the time and still have like a successful business kind of thing.
I love that.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I don't know. I think I need to work on my pillars, because right now I have like sharing parties, like as it is. And the other one that I like kind of came up with was like, maybe I can show, once a month, one cute shop or party shop or DIY or a make, like a Cricut maker person or account, on my blog.
I would only do that once a month.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I only blog once a week. I only blog once a week. Gotcha. But I'm trying to see which could be my pillars. You know what I mean? Besides just party sharing, party ideas.
So right now, I would focus on using your pillars to help you figure out your social media content. And then as you get really good at that, you can expand your blog content.
Okay. So then keep on focusing on sharing party ideas. That's it.
Yeah.
As one pillar.
Yeah.
As the only pillar.
Yeah. For right now.
Okay.
And then maybe in quarter 2, you'll expand your blog and add like tips, because by then you'll have all this content from your social media posts that you can pull from to create the blog posts. So like you could do like top 5 tips for planning a party on a budget. I don't know why that keeps coming to my mind, but like hopefully over quarter 1, you'll have like 3 or 4 tips for party planning, and you can compile those into a blog post in quarter 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, don't overwhelm
Charles, I have
yourself.
another question.
Yes.
Sorry, keep going if you guys are still.
No, that was all. Just don't overwhelm yourself.
Okay.
Start small. You can always add on
Okay.
later. That's my biggest thing here. Okay, Kelly.
Okay. Do you recommend doing the social media content on the days that certain content is released, or like, because I'm just thinking, like, if I release my podcast Tuesday, I have the stories, so should I actually wait and do the post on another day, so I'm like double, like, reminding people almost?
It's up to you. You can test it and see what works best. I
might do something like that.
Like push a bunch of people, and then I remind them in my stories.
Okay.
But test it and see what works, because everyone, their audience is different. So,
okay, sounds good.
Yeah. I like that you're thinking strategically about it, though.
Yeah, because I find that the more I'm reminding people of it in different ways, the more I'm getting the downloads. So if I'm like doing stories and sending an email about the podcast, I don't know if it necessarily makes sense to do the social media post that day.
Yeah.
Kelly, I definitely think you should be doing Pinterest.
I know, I need to. Chelsea, can you do a Pinterest workshop?
Yeah.
Or I could actually, or maybe I'll get you to help me with that on our one-on-one.
Yeah.
I just don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah, I want to bring someone in who's really good at Tailwind and can just like teach us how to use Tailwind, because yeah, now that I'm starting to use it, it's so powerful and so easy, and it does not take up that much time. Like, I thought it was going to take a lot of time, and it doesn't. And they have a free account. Like, I don't know why. Like, I guess I looked at it a long time ago and I didn't realize that it was a free account, but there's a free account.
Chelsea, I have two people that know
awesome.
a lot about, if you need names, you know.
Do. Yes.
Okay.
Send me an email with those names.
Yeah.
Just tell me right now, who is it?
One is Catherine. Hold on, let me open my Facebook, because she's a pro on Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's Catherine, Kathryn, and her last name is Moor House, House, Catherine Morehouse.
Okay.
I think she's from South Africa or something like that, but she just moved to Canada.
Oh, cool.
So she has, I don't know if she has blog posts, podcasts or stuff like that, but she's always very constant on her groups, Facebook groups.
Okay.
And the other one, she doesn't market herself as she does that, but she does it on the back end.
Okay.
And I don't know. Her name is Brenda, but her
you can find it and email it to me.
Yeah, then I'll send it to you, because she is really good at it. And I think one of her blog posts talking about Tailwind was shared on Tailwind.
Oh,
by
cool.
Tailwind.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she knows a lot about it.
That's awesome.
I'll message you on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. And Kelly, I have a code if you want to sign up for Tailwind. I think you get a free.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll email that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other, besides Pinterest, are there any other like workshop ideas that you guys feel like you need extra? So I can add those in the Empower Boss Lab for you.
Not off the top of my head, but I'll feel into that for sure.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. I'll try and get Pinterest worked out for February so that we can all get Pinterest organized for 2019. So
Yes.
so this.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it too, because there has to be something that it's,
I'm
useful
sure.
or new or
Yeah,
that we
there's
could all learn.
so many topics that we could talk about.
Decluttering.
Yeah. Have you watched the new Tidying Up show on Netflix?
I have heard it all over Instagram, but I have not.
Everyone's obsessed with it. I'm sure it's amazing. I haven't watched it yet. Her book was amazing, so
Yeah.
yeah. My sister was like, "You have to watch it, Chelsea. You have to." She's like, "You'll love it."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I'm going to let you go. Wednesday, we have our Get Stuff Done session with the rest of the Empowered Boss Lab. And then, did you guys want to make up last week's study hall? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
When do you want to do it?
That was a very good question.
Is the Get Stuff Done at 1 o'clock as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't be able to make that one because I have a call at 1.
Okay.
But I can do the study hall.
Okay. That is fine.
What are options for scheduling that one?
So we could do so I could do Friday at 1, 2, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Or we could just add another one on a different week because next week we have a study hall.
Yeah, that would work actually.
So this Friday, 2 o'clock Central.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
When is the one next week?
1 o'clock on
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah. Noon Central.
Chelsea, did you had a chance to put the
No, I didn't.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Okay, so I did have time. YouTube deleted the videos.
Well, who deleted the
YouTube. I uploaded them and then I came back and it said your video has been deleted and I was like, what? Yeah. I don't.
So we don't have them to see.
No, I have the recording.
Oh, okay.
But they're not online.
Okay.
I'm going to email you the link to the actual video and not put it online for you.
Okay. Because I missed
You missed 2.
I missed 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to, because I was late to 1, I think. So I don't know can you send the link to all of them?
Yeah, I will.
Please.
Okay, so does Friday work for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will move our study hall. I'm just going to send you guys a calendar invite. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And all right. Calendar invite sent. Friday the 18th at noon. All right, and I will get all of the videos uploaded for you guys today. So I'm trying out a new schedule for myself. where I have 1 week where I do all my meetings and 1 week where I don't do any meetings. And it's going to take me a couple of months to get it all like completely ironed out. But this week is a mostly no meetings week. So I have more time to work on business stuff, like getting all this stuff uploaded for you guys. So yeah, hopefully I can get that done today for you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm running out of battery on my laptop, so if I
have to go, I have
disappeared, that's the reason why.
Yeah, no, I have to go. I have another call at 12:30 or in 10 minutes, and I have to take my dog outside and get a snack. So thank you guys so much for coming today. Email me with any questions, or Voxer, Kelly, if you have any questions.
Yeah.
And then I will see most of you on, well, I'll see you, Carolina, on Wednesday, hopefully, for the Get Stuff Done session. And then Kelly, I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff on Thursday.
And I'll be in touch with you to set up our like one-on-ones and stuff too.
Perfect.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So for this Wednesday, you will send the link, right?
Yeah,
I mean, on the reminder email.
Yeah. It should go out. I'll double check. I actually probably should have gotten an email. Let me.
Like for this one, I didn't get any reminders, but I thought that maybe we were using
Well, I think probably
the older one.
The reminders, yeah, because they'd already sent. I wonder if it didn't like trigger. Okay, so you should get another email about what? Get Stuff Done session.
Yeah, I got the invitation study hall makeup session right now.
Yes. Information. Did you? What? I am so confused right now with Acuity. What are you doing? Okay. I need to double check this. I set it up when I moved the times. I'll figure it out on the back end. But yeah, it's Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I mean noon your time. Noon Central. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.